Grand Rising, welcome. Good day to everyone. You are tuned in to the Peak Wellness Hour, and we're so excited. We are in part two. We're in the month of March, first of all. We're doing part two of the conversation of rebirth and transformation in the month of March in the year of 2025. And we're going to break it down because I'm just overjoyed on the inside to talk about this. And so before we do, we are going to have our queen speak, Queen Edith, Professor Edith.
Good morning, happy Saturday, and happy Women's Day. I think today is International Women's Day. So happy Women's Day to every woman out there. Ladies, you rock. You're out there working it, pushing it, fighting it, praying it, believing it, confessing it, decreeing, declaring. God bless you so much for all you do. I feel that you are empowered. You're already empowered. You don't need anybody to empower. Just look inside, look in the mirror, look at the woman looking back at you and know that you've got the power to make the difference. Well, Queen Randa, thank you, Queen Randa. That's Queen Mother Randa Thomas. That's right.
Yes.
Hi, woman. Thank you for being here. Hey, happy Saturday.
How did you beat Queen Kathy in the virtual building? Grand Rising, Queen Kathy. I love it. Grand Rising.
I am confessing that I missed the King show. Yeah, I miss seeing him. You know, he brings a flavor that we can't replicate yet. But
yes, King Sean, where are you?
Where are you, King? We miss you. We miss you. We miss you.
Yes. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Queen.
Grand Rising, Queen Audrey.
You want to make sure if you're in the digital building, say hello. Say hello so we know you're
Say hello. Say where you're watching from. Say something. We want to hear you. We want to see you. We want to hear you. We want to see you. Right? Hello. Right?
Yes.
Anyway, so well, my job. I have to do my job, right? Queen, you're distracting me. So thank you so much for joining us. This is Peak Wellness Hour, where we talk about everything concerning your total well-being, psychological, physiological, spiritual. Think about it, everything that impacts your total well-being, because when one part of you is not doing well, it impacts all others. If this finger hurts, believe you me, it goes all the way here and you're uncomfortable because you can't lift that cap. So every part of you matters, and that is our goal for you today. I'll let the Queen, and it's also brought to you in part by Peak Homecare Associates, a non-medical home care agency located right here in the center of Indianapolis. Our offices are in Noblesville, but we serve the general Indianapolis area. Listen, we want to hear from you. We want to be able to partner with you to love on and take good care of your seniors and family members with developmental challenges. We can't wait to have you call us and talk to us. Don't assume we don't do it. Our information is down there. Let's talk. And even if we can help you, we know who can. So reach out. Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, this is the second time. Grand Rising, first of all, to in the simplest deep, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising to my queen sister, Crystal. Got some announcements for you all regarding Crystal and real estate and credit later on in the conversation toward the end. So.
Crystal, I miss you. I have to call you. I'm making progress. Thank you for all the counsel. I can't wait to share everything with you. The King is here.
Yes. King, we just said we miss you. Where are you? Where are you? Oh. Shall we drop the link and let him in?
It's up to him. Happy Saturday.
What you got going on, King? You want to join this conversation about transformation?
Put him on the spot. Don't put the man on the spot.
I know we're putting you on the spot. You don't have to. He is, in fact, the king of Transformation Greatness, the CEO and founder. So he'd be perfect for this. I don't know. I tell
Oh
you,
Lord, no.
I know, right? I tell
Please,
you what.
it's all my fault. Forgive me, okay?
I
Forgive
know
me.
it's
I'm
our.
gonna
I
reach
know.
out to you tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be chatting quite a bit.
Yes, but thank you so much for joining. Like I said, Shawnee White is the CEO and founder of Transformation Greatness. You all have to check that out. Check that website out. So much information. If you've seen him with us, we were empowered. I know some of you all gave feedback. You all were empowered. His presence just makes a great difference, and it's so fun
Yay.
to add to that. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. So what I want you all to do. I'll play this little announcement so that you all can grab a pen and paper, because Queen Edith has done it again. She's done it again. She's given she's dropped some seeds this morning, empowering our women. And so I interrupted by saying hello to everybody. So hello, but she just dropped some wisdom within 2 minutes of the conversation. So I want you all to take a second, to grab a pen and paper, and we'll be right back. You are tuned in to the Peak Wellness Hour. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Peak Homecare Associates, providing exceptional non-medical caregivers to assist in the care of your seniors or loved ones living with developmental challenges in the surrounding areas of Noblesville, Indiana. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Clearest Holistic Lifestyle Coaching, promoting empowerment through acknowledgement, accountability, and integrity. Join the Clearest Conscience community and elevate your mind, body, spirit, and wealth to new heights. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share to the Peak Wellness Hour. Okay, so there we go. If you all have businesses and whatnot and want to partner and want us to advertise what you have going on here, please let us know. So moving on, let's have this conversation. Let's dive in. Thank you, King Sean. Please, if you all, yes, please definitely engage in the conversation. He is such a motivator. Ask your questions, give your comments. We want to hear from you. Okay. Fire and ice. Let's see which is going to be which today, because Queen Edith.
You are always the fire.
Boy, you've been bringing it. You've been bringing it. So let's dive in this Grand Rising. Greetings, William. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So if you all did not see the conversation last week, like I said, we were talking about rebirth and transformation in the month of March. So really quick, I'm going to share my screen and show you what we had going on last week really quickly. We don't want to spend time on that because we want to dive into this conversation because it's going to be good, you all. So, last week, the month of March ushers in the beginning of spring. Let me make sure you all can see this well. Okay, there we go. It ushers in the month of spring. Okay. The beginning of spring, excuse me. It is a time of transformation and rebirth. Okay. Symbolizes new growth, fertility, and procreation in humans, plants, and animals. Like I said last week, that's important because everything has life and everything has purpose. Okay. We talked about the definition of rebirth. You all, I'm just going to encourage you to go back and watch that because I don't want to dive too deep into it. Okay. So go back and watch that if you have not seen last episode, because this week we want to go ahead and talk about transformation. Okay, you have to understand that comes with the process of rebirth a lot of times. Okay, so when we're looking at transformation, what I mean by that is, there's a beginning and end to everything. There's a cycle to everything. There's a season to everything. So when we are trying to transform, sometimes we have to die. Sometimes we have to let some things die within us. We have to let things go, and we have to be able to plant seeds to give life to different things. And that's where transformation comes into play. So looking at that, transformation by definition, a couple definitions: a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. Okay, appearance is the way someone or something looks. Check this out, you all. The act or an instance of appearing as to the eye, before the public, etc. So we're talking about character, image, look, presence, or presentation. So we're talking about transformation. It's not, hey, I see you picked up a little weight, or you lost a little weight, you did something with your hair. We're talking about in this conversation your presence, your presentation, your character. It's a complete change in the appearance, character, or way of being, or something or someone, especially, look at this, especially so that things or a person is improved. Okay, that's where we're going with this conversation. Let me change this out. Talking about, hang on. My Queen Mother said earlier, love the butterfly. Okay, so in the intro, if you missed the intro, when we do things, we're very strategic. Okay, King Sean asked if we have conversations back and forth throughout the week. No, we align to where things are very strategic. Last week we had the Phoenix bird. Okay, Queen Edith explained elegantly the significance of that Phoenix bird, that fire, that transformation, that rebirth, perfectly. So this week we did the butterfly. Okay, and it's talking about transformation. I want to read you all something, because I looked up and I was like, does a butterfly, what's the process of this butterfly, this caterpillar transitioning from that to a butterfly? My husband and I, my king and I, we watch the animal channels, and I can't watch the lions and all them eating up people. And I understand it's the way of life and it's a circle of life, but it's hard to watch, and one thing was with the lion pride, when the cubs get of a certain age, they kick the males out. I was watching polar bears the other day. The polar bears are isolated creatures. They have their cubs and then they kick them out, right? At a certain age, and then this is solitude kind of thing. And I'm like, what's the logic behind that? And it didn't make any sense to me. But we have to understand that nature does things in different courses with different situations, right? So with the butterfly and the caterpillar, I'm thinking to myself, what does the caterpillar have to transition into this butterfly? How does that work? The bears automatically kick, their offspring off. The lions do it. Do the caterpillars automatically have to transition into this butterfly? So it says, if a caterpillar does not transition into a caterpillar, okay, that makes sense, right? Unable to access food, resources, and environment needed to survive in its later life stages, as a butterfly form allows it to fly, find new food sources, and reproduce. Essentially, its life cycle would be cut short in the caterpillar stage. So my question is, what happens when we have a choice to transform into our purpose, into our destiny, and we choose not to do that very thing?
May I come in?
Oh, do it.
I should have let that question sit for a minute. The butterfly. You think about the cocoon, caterpillar, butterfly. Let me share a story with you. We're dealing with, this is transformation, right? There was a man, and I don't know if I can even articulate this well, but I'm gonna try. There was a man who found himself a caterpillar, right? And he brought it to his home. He wanted the caterpillar to become a butterfly so quickly to fly that he decided to help the caterpillar, okay? So instead of allowing listen to me well, instead of allowing the caterpillar to take its time to go through the natural, progressive processes that allows it to build the muscle that strengthens the wings so it can fly. This man decided he was going to help the caterpillar. In the process, what did he do? What happened is that he didn't give the caterpillar the chance, because the process of growth, the process of moving, the process of developing the wings, all the little processes were meant to strengthen the muscle that enables him to fly and to soar. In the process, what he did was he cut it. I mean, in his bid to help, he cut short the process and deprived that caterpillar the opportunity of developing the needed muscle. So that caterpillar never ever flew. So back to your question. Transformation is a process. When you begin to transform, it's something, a work that starts inside of you. Those times nobody sees it. Okay, it's a work you're doing. Sometimes in the privacy, sometimes you're going to the gym, or you start to eat healthier than you have eaten before, or you start to incorporate a few healthy choices. For months, maybe 3 months, nobody will see the difference. But maybe 6 months down the line, Queen G hasn't seen Edith for a long time. What are you doing? You lost weight. Okay, thank you. She's beginning to see the transformation. But the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first 3 months, nobody saw anything. The possibility of being discouraged when nobody is seeing the work you're putting in from within you can be discouraging. But I want to state this: transformation, number one, sometimes is intentional. Sometimes it's doing the work that nobody sees and acknowledges. Transformation, the view or the possibility or the manifestation, for the lack of a better word, for your transformation, it's not a sudden thing. It comes when you have been through the mill, through a process. Many of us want microwave. You know what? I love microwave food but last week I cooked and it was so good. You know, microwave is, but when you take your time to cook a meal, there's nothing like that. And sometimes we can't rush transformation. Things like this with the seeds you talked about from the beginning, letting go of certain things, okay, and then beginning to, add a little bit fertilizer to what is already there that is good enough, giving it fertilizer, giving it water, giving it sunshine, giving it a good atmosphere for what is good to begin to grow, and then, if possible, planting the new seeds for what you want to see in the future. It is a process. That's point number one, and I stop here.
Everybody, please like and share because the Queen is dropping knowledge. Yes. You said something. I love analogies. Now, you said something about the microwave and wanting, microwave results. And when we do, we're so accustomed to that. And it's proven to build character of impatience in a lot of us. But think about when you literally put food into the microwave versus maybe a conventional oven or cook, the flavor is different. The nutrients are different.
I don't mean to cut you, but let me say this. When you take the time to marinate it overnight.
I love it. So when we go to that slow process, the nutrients of life, the flavor of life, all that, we have to stop with the microwave. We have to go through the process. And we were talking about rebirth. There are growing pains as we go. There are growing pains physically throughout life. There are spiritual growing pains throughout life. Mental growing throughout life, and it's not a debilitating pain. It's an endurance kind of pain, if you understand that. You can be sore because you don't move around and you don't stretch those muscles, and you can be chronically sore, or you can be in a discomfort, in a lack of comfort, because you push past and you move those muscles and you've taken that lap around the building or whatever it is, and you're sore for just a moment, but that endurance gives you different results. So what results are you looking for? We look at growing pains like it is a debilitation, but it's just a minor lack of comfort. It's not pain, it's just a lack of comfort. When we hear discomfort, we want to hear pain. It's a lack of comfort. And a lot of times we're comfortable in our mess. We're comfortable in our lack. We're comfortable in our shortcomings. We're comfortable in our less than. And eventually it becomes chronically painful and debilitating. Queen?
We are comfortable in our mess. We become comfortable in our lack. We become comfortable in the situation because we have allowed ourselves to adjust to it. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Let me ask all of you a question. Please respond to us. We want to see what you say. Have you noticed any kind of change? Because transformation is not just change, though. It's an intentional choice to bring about a change and to develop inner character, right? Develop substance. Let me put it that way. Develop substance for where you are destined to be. In the last 6 months, what's significant, visible transformation have you seen about yourself? And what have people seen about you? What have they said? That you look different, you sound different, you speak like you have a little bit of educational knowledge about it. What changed? If you search your life the last 6 months, so we are in March, so maybe from September, October, November, from September to March, what significant changes have you seen in your own life? Mm-hmm. And if you are seeing the change, what choices, what things did you do differently to bring you to where you are? And do you like where you are now, or you think it could be better? Have you gone from good to better, or from good to maybe bad? What is the change? I like to know what changes you have seen in your own life. And we talk about growth, which is okay. Listen, age-wise, we all grow, right? Mm-hmm. We all grow old, but not all of us are maturing and developing something worth giving the next generation. So I want to know, what changes have you made and what transformations are you seeing in your own life before we bring in others? Thank you.
And while anybody is wanting to respond to that in the chat, because we just don't want to move on, we're going to give people time, and I know it's a little bit of a delay, maybe a couple second delay. But when you said going from good to better or good to bad, I want you all to think about this as you're hopefully writing your responses, typing your responses. If you're in a place where you feel like you're good, but you could be better, and now you're in a position where you feel like you're good, you were good, but yes, today, not so much. That good doesn't have to be bad. The less than good is just not your best. So look at it like that. And that'll give you an opportunity to acknowledge where you're at and not beat up on yourself. Yesterday, I was at the top of my game. I was the best. Everybody saw me. Everybody. Now today, nobody sees me. Nobody gets me. Nobody cares. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So it's not bad. It's just not your best. And when you look at it like that, how do you get to your best? So if yesterday was good, today's not so good, I don't want to go back to yesterday because I knew I could do it yesterday. So what can I do better today than I did yesterday? Because I knew I could do it yesterday. I was good yesterday. Today I'm not. So how can I be better than yesterday? Not better than today, because yesterday I was better than today. So let's see if I can level up and be better than yesterday when I was at that good mark. So I can be great until you reach your greatest. And I think as we learn and as we grow, you'll never reach that. You'll never, as long as you're growing, there's always going to be something to contribute, something to receive, so it's a cycle. If we were perfected, if we were perfect, we'd be God, right? Things would be a little different. So it's always a process. There's always transformation and there's always change, whether you're involved with the process or not. Things are changing all the time. Y'all remember when gas was 99 cents? How did we get here? Nobody knows, but we're rolling with the punches, aren't we? And that's what we do a lot of times with life. Well, a long time ago was here. I remember the 99 cents. I remember the $1.69,
Wow.
But I was in the back of my mother's car when I saw it, but I remember it. And it doesn't seem that long ago to where you say, how did we get here? So don't look at the cost of your experiences in life and you looking up and you're coming up short in life and you can't figure out how you got here and why. And that's the important thing. Why? Why am I here now? So I'm here. Why? What is my purpose? What is my mission? What is my why? So this thing happened, but how do I transform this thing into my greatness? This childhood, this trauma, how do I transform this hurt, this pain, these shortcomings, these disappointments? How do I transform those things that happened in my life into my life's greatness? 89 cents. All right.
89 cents. How do I take everything I have dealt with and use it as a stepping stone to my next level, to elevate me? That's a powerful question.
It is.
You see, this is I'm reading from my notes. So in a world moving fast, transformation keeps us from getting stuck. Okay? The world is moving very fast. And if we do not take the time to learn, transformation includes learning how to overcome obstacles. Okay? In that time now, transformation includes learning social media, learning how to use the internet, okay, for your future, because it is part of our today and there is more coming. It is adapting to changes and learning to use those changes. Learning to use those changes. This week, I've been thinking about, how something comes up and everybody's rushing to like social media. People are using social media to do all kinds of things. And yesterday I said, it's not a big deal, but it is. Okay, so why don't you just go into it? It feels like a rush. But sometimes that's what is needed. okay? For churches, now people condemn social media, but for churches, now they're using it to reach the world. For some of us, we're using it to reach you. People say, I'm not on social media, I don't like social media. Yes, everything has its good and its bad side. So take the good, use it for the better, for yourself and for others as well, okay? This is important. We sit back and we judge, but some things don't need to be judged. So we need to know. The transformation means knowing what is going on around you, taking what you can take to develop yourself. I have learned a lot just watching YouTube videos and even TikToks. I have learned a lot. We have to use, everybody can go to school and spend money, everybody can do that, but we have opportunities to learn. So what are we using rather than consistently watching reels and laughing? And I'm guilty of that. When I start watching reels, I probably lie down in an hour, 5 minutes to work, and I'm running. That is so wrong. You don't learn to give your best. How about learning to manage your time? Transformation, I want to state this again, is intentional. It's intentional. It comes with sacrifices. Okay, you want to lay in bed, watch videos till the last minute and get up and run to go to work, or get up and go and do that school assignment. Edith is talking to Edith, you know what I mean? And get up, not do the research and wait till the last minute and you are cramming everything up. You don't give your best. It's rather requires that take that extra time to do what is needed for a better tomorrow. So it's not magic. Transformation is not and can never be magic, okay? And sometimes we need to overcome things like fear, okay? We need to overcome things like the bad habits that we have developed over the years. We need to overcome them, like we said from the beginning, and plant the new seeds, learn new things that will become good habits for you, for your tomorrow. So you can rewrite your story. Only you can rewrite the story and write it the way you want it. The world may see it in any way they want, but you can change the narrative. You have the power to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Queen.
Oh, okay. I can't follow that. No, we do. I was thinking about how we do have the opportunity to write our own story. And I know King Sean A. White has an event on April 26th.
Okay.
So you all check with the speaking event. So Queen Edith and I were humbly invited to this event to speak. And it was on my heart to, it's conversation about making changes and whatnot, just positive conversations, different speakers. So King asked me, what is your topic? And I want to speak on becoming the author of your life. And what happens is, because you said something key, what happens is we don't realize that we do play a part in our lives. And I think that we're so inactive to where we lack accountability. And it's very difficult for us to not even get on track, but know how to get on track. A few weeks ago, we had a conversation when the King was on, when Sean A. White was on. And it was a very powerful conversation where people felt open and honest. And I feel like this is a safe space for us to have conversations and feel open and honest. But it is so freeing when you can find yourself and be comfortable with yourself, because I think a lot of times we have a difficult time transforming because we're held to somebody else's depiction of us or expectation of us, where we're letting other people write our stories and dictate our lives. So if I had this situation going on years ago and now I'm a better person, Queen Edith doesn't get to keep telling me about why this and that in the past. You don't get to allow you don't allow people to hold you to something that you are no longer existing in. We have to understand that we have the right to change. I can say something right now and I have the right to change my mind tomorrow and respectfully tell you, hey, family, I said this yesterday, I meant it, and it was good intentions, but today I have new information. And so this is my perspective today. Well, you said this, well, you always were like this. And that's the thing. Well, you've always been like this. She's always been that way. This is just who I am. These kind of self-talks disable us from transforming. If you are 40, 50, 60 years old, and this is how you've always been, is unpleasant, unfavorable, whatever it is, that's how you've always been. You don't feel like there's an opportunity right now at 40, 50, 60 to transform and live the rest of your life out a better person? Don't talk yourself out of your greatness. Don't talk yourself out of your purpose. And don't talk yourself out of your destiny. Because what happens with that lack of accountability is that it's always somebody else's fault. And when we have nobody else to blame, guess who did it? It's the enemy. It's the devil. And all the while, you're looking in the mirror without fault and without blame. You can't see the God in you, but you can't see that you're your own enemy. So which is it? Can you rise to the God in you? And if you can't, can you see that you, again, are your own enemy? A lot of times people don't have to interject in your life. A lot of times we just pave these roads ourselves, and we know where the chuck holes are, so we just go around them. Everybody else is on this road with us, busting up tires, busting up their life. We got to do it different.
In other words, transformation, the process of transformation can be messy. It's not always pretty. It requires getting your hands dirty, I don't know if you know the soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo. He's the highest paid athlete in the world as of this year. And his earnings estimate a total of $285 million for 90 minutes on the field.
What sport?
Soccer.
Whew.
The truth is, we are not paying for the 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. We are paying for the process. He said for years. Mm-hmm. He is up. He practices 4 to 8 hours a day. Practices 4 to 8 hours a day. He wakes up very early and practices. I think he's a goalkeeper or trying to, I don't know, but he practices 4 to 8 hours a day. It took years. Mm-hmm. And his practice, where you and I do not see, 4 a.m., 3 a.m., where he's on the field alone, whether it's all cold or hot, nothing deters him. If it's cold, then he's going to dress up to stay warm, to go out on the field 4 to 8 hours a day for 90 minutes of play. And it shows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I used to do Homecare. One of our directors says, when preparation meets opportunity, there is definitely then a manifestation of the intervention of God or divine intervention. Listen, let me ask you this. When was the last time you sat down 45 minutes every day to read a page of a book? Maybe it's something you want to learn. Or even go on YouTube and be choosy about whatever it is you want to do. 45 minutes every day, because it is recommended that you don't study more than 1 hour 15 minutes at a time. You have to get up, give your brain that break for at least 15 minutes and come back to learn something new, something you're passionate about. You've talked about it for years. I'm going to do this. But now you don't have to wait. 45 minutes a day, 3 times a week. When did you read a book? When did you get off the screen to sit down 45 minutes and read the book? I put myself on my calendar every night at 8 p.m. My calendar reminds me, this is personal study time. Are you putting yourself on your own calendar for self-development?
Mm-hmm.
Are you being intentional about your tomorrow? Because the things you do not plan today cannot become the habit you become tomorrow. And you are what you invest yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
What are you investing into yourself? What are you ingesting into yourself? How is the transformation you're looking for, the change you're looking to see? What steps are you taking to bring it about in your own life first? What are you doing? Really? What are you doing? So it's messy, it's sweating, it's getting your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's not roses, a bed of roses that we lay in. So if we're gonna do anything, if we're gonna see change, you must look at what we're doing privately.
Mm-hmm.
What you do, your habits. If you're spending like 10 hours sleeping, like 4 hours in the daytime, 2 hours in the morning, you stay an extra hour, you stay this every chance you get, you sit up and you close your eyes and you sleep. Note that you're gonna reap laziness and nothing. But what are the little things you're doing? Whatever change you want to see, it's in your daily habits. It's in your daily choices. You're gonna see that change. That's your future right there. It's in your hands. At least most of it. And when we do the work and we pray and God intervenes, the result is amazing.
Any thoughts in the comments?
I'd like to see them.
Anybody want to share? I hope you all are being blessed by this conversation. I hope it's helping. And you're right, Queen. Just reading, educating, learning. It's all a part of development. Write it down, though. I think when King Sean was on, we talked about being repetitive. You have to be consistent with these things. You have to be consistent. And you have to keep pushing yourself. So if you can't do a simple 45 minutes, well, I'm gonna say simple because everybody's time is, different, and it's personal to each person. So
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you can't do that 3 times a week, can you start with one? Don't say I can't do it 3 times a week, so I won't do it at all. Can you start with one? And when you start doing 3, can you do 5? You have to keep pushing yourself. Moving those boundaries, pushing those limits. There's nothing wrong with challenging yourself. Everybody's not going to challenge you. And if they do, it's not always in a positive way. Or we don't always take it in a positive way, say iron sharpens iron. So, but you have to be committed. You have to want it by any means necessary. You have to want it. So, and it's your life. It's nobody else's life. My grandmother used to always tell me, if you invest your time into other people, something happens to these people, they'll be fine without you. They'll keep doing what they're doing and they'll go on. So invest in yourself first, like Queen Edith said. And then you pour the outflow. Go ahead.
I just feel like encouraging somebody this morning, okay? You're probably 50 years, you're probably 60 years, maybe older. You think This is it. It's over. It's not. You've made mistakes, maybe. Or you made the wrong choices, maybe. Or maybe life happened, maybe. But if it's 60 years and you're going to die just at 80, you have 20 years to do something different and live with a bang. You can. So I want to encourage women, International Women's Day. I'm being biased. I want to encourage especially my women, people who've been through divorce like me, who have been pulled down so much that we tend to look at ourselves from the eyes of the other person. Or we think that because you've been through that divorce, you're not worth something valuable. Listen to me. For as long as you're breathing, there is hope for you. Do something so that your children will see. If mom did it at 70, I'm serious. Please listen. Tell somebody. Don't give up on yourself as long as you're breathing. In this day and age, you have no excuse to get knowledge. You have no excuse. Okay? And if you're a man, I'm not leaving you out. Man, you are ahead. And when the head is in the right place, doing the right thing, generations are from the loins of the man. You can make a difference. You can start something that will continue to the generation after. You can. Please. I don't care how old you are or how. When I started school, I was in my 50s, early 50s. I kept asking myself, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But I don't regret it because I've gained so much knowledge. I don't even know how to use it. And I started Homecare 2-3 years ago in my 50s. It's still going through serious crawling pains, but it is here. I don't know how it's all gonna go, but I do know that I'm doing something for me, for my future. This ministry started. Sometimes I go to church and it's just me. But you know what? I preach my head out. By the time I'm done, I've preached to me so bad that I'm empowered, I'm encouraged. Growth takes time. Every seed you put in the plant, in the ground, will grow down first. So you don't see anything happening. But it will grow, and and age cannot be a reason you tell yourself no, especially if by the mercies of God you have some help and you know this thing tugging at your heart and you would love to do it. You may not finish, but you can start, and the process itself will build and develop something in you that people will see. Sometimes it's not so much the end result. Someone has to see you do it to feel encouraged. Maybe that's all you need to do. Maybe you need to do it to begin to feel like you're worth something inside of you. That's all you need to do. Your self-confidence builds up. We can't stop. We can't give up. You can on something. It works on your mindset. It works on your mind. It works in your system. When you begin to do something that brings you fulfillment, that gives you purpose, that gives you a reason to get up, we must stop laying in bed. We must stop feeling sorry for yourself. Listen, have the pity party. Nobody cries more than me. But get up. Let's see. Let's see you get into action and see how joyful or radiant you yourself will be. Please, we can't give up. If I can do it, I'm an immigrant. Sometimes when I talk, people ask me 10 times, I don't understand you. What is she saying? I still fight on. What's stopping you? Let's get up. I don't know what's broken you so much, and I don't know what you've done in your past. Some people have done all kinds of things, and they think they cannot recover from it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Let's see change, no matter how little. Let's do the work for the little change. I'm sorry, I went off.
You went exactly where you needed to go. And thank you for taking us there. How about that word? How about that word, you all? Queen Edith has made it so difficult for me to follow these conversations behind her, to speak behind her, not follow. I'm following well, but to speak behind her with all this wisdom. I'm so grateful for that. I am not going to add to that, but I will. I did want to show you all. I want you all to think about something before we go. I know we're almost out of time. A couple of things I want you to think about. When it comes to transformation, here's the question. Are you ready for rebirth and transformation? Ask yourself, like Queen Edith just said, what seeds will I plant in my life this season? So make it as what are you planting? Okay. And what ground are you planting it in? What will I birth into fruition? Fruition is the point at which a plan or a project is realized. What are you birthing this season into your life? And what labor pains, what growing pains will you endure to give life to the transformation that you need to see, that you want to, that you have to see in this season? So think about that. It is time. We are in March, and this is part of the theme for March, but we are going to be quickly out of March and on to something else. I don't want you all to come in and just get these quick little feel-good conversations. Okay, this broadcast is always going to be about transformation, whether it's in the title or not. It's always going to be about holistic growth, whether it's in the title or not, because it's who we are. We want to be who you are. We want you to walk in your purpose and in your destiny. And we are here for it. We support it. We empower it. And we get the same from you all. So this is a mutual engagement. And we're so grateful that you all have engaged with us. We hope we bring value to your lives. Because like people say, Queen Edith and I can talk together and we bring value to one another's lives. And it's so empowering. There's so much going on in the world, and it will lead you to believe that you don't deserve the best in life, that you don't deserve what God, the Creator, whatever USA has for you. And that's not true. Okay, so just be encouraged, like Queen Eve said. Really quickly, I'm gonna let her take us out, but really quickly, I wanted to share with you all, and I'm gonna put this in the chat really quick. If you are in the Indianapolis area on March 22nd, my queen, Sister Crystal S. Thomas, is hosting an in-person credit conversation. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this for her. She is not a she's not licensed financial. Am I? We do have financial knowledge in our own rights, with our own certifications, to an extent. But we do not give license. We give logical, in-depth knowledge based off of our experience and our learning. And a lot of that is certified. So if you are in the Indianapolis area, March 22nd, from 12 to 2 p.m., we're going to be at the Indianapolis Library on Michigan Road. And what we're going to do, go ahead and email me at clearestconscience@gmail.com, and I'll put it on the website. I'll put it on my website, but I haven't yet. But what we're going to do is do little slots, like 15-minute slots. So you're going to get all the information, what you need to do to prepare. This is a no charge conversation. Okay. So, we're going to help you look at what your credit looks like, and ways that you can adjust some things and grow. Okay. Part of transformation, it's always nice to have some financial wealth and a little independence, to achieve your goals. So this is going to be part of that. So it ties in with this conversation, but make sure you all email me before the 20th. So you can get these slots. Only have a handful of slots. If you know somebody that needs this information, that has questions about their credit, where to start, and get on the right path, we're going to have that conversation. So just keep that in mind. Let a friend know. Yeah. So that is that. I just want to go that in there. You all make sure you go and check out Crystal S. Thomas on Facebook for your real estate needs. I know her and Queen Edith hooked up a few weeks ago and had a conversation. I don't know how that conversation went because it's in my business.
Great tips that I've started implementing, and I'm seeing the difference. I'm seeing the help. Great tips, because you see, one thing about transformation is knowing where you need help. First of all, knowing that you need help and knowing where you need help, acknowledging that you can't help yourself and getting the help you need. She was amazing. She spent over 2 hours with me, I'm telling you. And I was so embarrassed for her to open my financial credit, my financial footprint. But you know what? It wasn't shameful at all. She was very kind. She was so kind that I didn't even feel like I've done anything bad, but I knew myself. So, but she was so kind and so non-judgmental, so matter-of-factly. I think that if you do this is what I would suggest, because of course she's not a licensed specialist. So she said, this is what I would suggest based on my experiences, based on what I've seen in my field. This is what I'll suggest. And she gave some great suggestions. Well, I took it. It was a suggestion, but I took it and it's helping me. So please, if this is something you're interested in, and I'm going to be there 12 to 2, March 22nd, right after church, I'm going to run up there and give the support that is needed. I think that we're going to try and provide some refreshments for all of you. So please take the time, be there. Please be there. If you have a need in that area, then come around. Let's get together and get this done.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Thank you. We love support. Like I said, we love supporting and empowering. So thank you for that feedback. Like I said, my sister's helped me before in the past, and we just pay it forward. So like I said, we're going to do 15-minute slots where you get that one-on-one. It's very confidential. Like I said, I knew that Queen Edith and Queen Crystal S. Thomas were meeting, but even though she is my sister, that was not a conversation that she came back and had with me. I don't know what they talked about. If I would know, it would come from Edith. This, and there's no shame. Like Queen Edith said, we all in this together in different lanes, and we can't do everything alone. We have to be able to connect with people that have our best interests at heart, and knowing who those people are for that transformation. Get yourselves around people that want to see you empowered, that want to praise you and bless you for your achievements, that want to support you even when you fall short. Okay, because we love people that cheer us on, but we don't want to hear, positive correction for growth. So get in line with people and align yourself to be transformed. Transform the way you think. Transform what you put in your spirit. Transform what you put in your body. What you put out from your mind, body, and spirit. I'm the same with your wealth. Okay. So Queen Edith, I'm done. I'm done. I promise I won't say nothing else. Take us out of here. We love you all.
Shout out to Queen Mother Randa Thomas. Woman, I think you raised amazing daughters. You raised some great women out there. I don't know what you feel proud of, but let us be one of those, or two, because I know two of them, and they are amazing women. Thank you for taking the time to be the mother that you were supposed to be and continue to be. We appreciate you. Thank you, Queen Mother Randa. Thank you. And I want to say this. Listen, our marriages are suffering. Our finances are suffering. Our purposes are suffering. Our health is suffering, which is impacting our wealth because we run every time it gets difficult. We run every time it gets difficult. Queen G said something in the beginning. We love the microwave. It is easy, it is fast, and we are learning impatience out of this. Please, let's stop running when it gets tough, because that is where the real muscle is developed. When the rubber meets the road, that is where you, the real you, is going to emerge. So, ladies and gentlemen, take the time, go through it. You are worth the end result. And take the time and read biographies. You will find out that most people at the top, the kind of battles they fought, don't give up. Please fight. Fight for you. Fight for you. Fight for you. And don't quit when it gets tough. It's part of your process. Until we meet next time. This is Peak Wellness Hour. Queen G, have an amazing weekend. Women.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have to say something. I'm so sorry. I have to say something. I'm so sorry. I said I wasn't going to do it. This is my Queen Mother's fault this time. And maybe I misunderstand what was put in the chat. If they did that. Okay, really quickly. This is National Women's Month. I know we got Mother's Day coming up, all that stuff. Queen Mother, if you meant by they did that my Queen sister and I did this on our own. First of all, I want to tell you to the public in the world that you are my mother, my Queen. You are my foundation. And I love you and I honor you. And if you think that I've gotten anywhere without watching you transform and grow and evolve into greatness after greatness, well, that's just not true. I thank you for my foundation. Thank you for life. I thank you for your journey. And I love you and I respect you. You all make sure you tell another woman today that you love them, that you see them, that you honor them, and do that. We all don't have our mothers, our grandmothers. Tell another woman, I see you. I bless you. I love you. Queen Edith, I definitely see you. I hope the world sees you in your greatness. I love you. It is such an honor to do this with you. I can't wait to do it again next week, same time. I'm sorry I said I wasn't going to say nothing else. I'm not going to say nothing else. I love you. And I love all of you
The
here.
feeling is
I love all of
mutual.
you.
We appreciate every single one of you. We love you. And thank you for seeing us and spending time with us too. Thank you. Thank you. Have an amazing weekend.
Peace, love, and blessings.